This fight tonight is the most important fight of Tommy Morrison's career.
Tommy Morrison in Tulsa, Oklahoma makes his way into the ring. He has been adopted here by the Tulsa fans. Morrison, of course, living now in Jay, Oklahoma. He had spent quite a few years out of Kansas City, but said he wants to get away from those distractions and move back to his hometown.
For Tommy Morrison, he is now concentrating on one thing. You get in the ring, you feel the crowd, you feel relaxed. That crowd fires you up and pumps you up, but he has to concentrate totally. This is the same crowd that saw him against Michael Bent when he was destroyed. Tonight he has to remain focused on one thing, and that's the man across the ring.
Michael Bent, who came into that fight with a record of 10-1. And after a quick start by Morrison, he went in to try to put on the finishing touches, and that's when he sometimes is most vulnerable. Ask Ray Mercer about that, and left himself wide open and would be down 3 times, and the fight was called there in the first round. He's had a couple of fights since that time, just, if you will, tune-up type fights, semi-tune-ups, and now faces Sherman Griffin, who won the National Golden Gloves back in 1983 with a victory in the finals over Evander Holyfield, USBA Cruiserweight champion, when he beat Jeff Lampkin. He had been in and out of some trouble early in his life, but now he is campaigning as a heavyweight and put down Buster Mathis Jr. in the last fight before losing a majority decision, and he knows this is his fight of his life. Let's check out these two fighters on the tail of the tape. Tommy Morrison, this is the lightest he has been in 3.5 years, and Griffin, who started his career as a cruiserweight, now at a hefty 228 pounds. Checking out the rules.
Holden Productions, in association with your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser, proud to be your bud, present the featured bout of the evening. This bout is sanctioned by the Association of Boxing Commissions. Staff person in charge, Mr. Jim Hall of Missouri. Our physician in attendance at ringside is Dr. Don Shumley. The timekeeper, Ted Van. The 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system are Jim Huey, L.P. Lane, and Mike Johnson. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Bradley Theater here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, let's get ready to rumble! 10 rounds of boxing. This is in the heavyweight division. When the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Kevin Champion. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with gold letters, weighing in at 228 pounds. From Houston, Texas, he brings a professional record of 14 victories, 10 KOs to his credit, against only 2 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Sherman Bernard Griffin. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the red trunks with black trim, weighing 220 pounds, fighting out of Jay, Oklahoma. He brings a professional record of 40 victories, 35 by KO, only 2 defeats. He is the former WBO World Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he is Tommy the Duke Morrison.
Obey my commands at all times. Any questions? Good luck to both of you. Go back to your corners.
Final instructions from Kevin Champion. Tommy Morrison, the game face is on. He said he has worked hard. He has run the extra mile. He is down to 220 pounds. And there is no more room for mistakes in the career of just 25-year-old Tommy Morrison.
A happier, more relaxed Tommy Morrison. He said tonight his style, more movement from his head. He'll work the angles. He'll keep the offense, but he'll his focus and mix in some defensive tactics in there. More movement with the head. Inside, throwing his own punches, mid-move.
Sherman Griffin's fight against Buster Mathis, his last, came last month, April 2nd. Tommy Morrison's last fight, March 22nd, against former sparring partner Brian Scott. A second-round knockout, TKO by Morrison, but in a fight in which he was tagged by his former sparring partner. So Morrison in a fight will get hit, and that's what Sherman Griffin is banking on. He says in the heavyweight division, you know you're going to get hit, and he doesn't think that Morrison can take a heavyweight punch.
Yeah, and it could be who is ever there, the firstest with the mostest, gets the knockout in this fight. But I can tell you from personal experience, when you are relaxed and when you're happy in the ring like Tommy is now, when you are relaxed, you take the punches better. You roll with the shot. You're not tense and tight like he was against Michael Bent, going out there searching for the knockout, struggling if you miss it.
There's that left hook, the patented left hook from Morrison. Sherman Griffin has a pretty wicked uppercut. He could do it with both hands. Morrison is waiting for him to throw it with the right, so he might be open for the left hook.
Morrison has an extremely fast left hook. For a heavyweight, it is one of the fastest. And it is a hook thrown on the inside. He brings the elbow right behind it. It's a picture-perfect left hook. There's an overhead right.
And there goes Griffin in the first.
Sherman Griffin from the right hand. It was the left hook we were talking about. But the right hand did the damage. Tommy said, I want to throw more right hands tonight, only to set up my left hook.
And you could be sure Morrison is relaxed now, and he wants to go in and stop it right here. No chances for Morrison. Seek and destroy. Griffin said he won't take the solid shots of Morrison, that he knows how to roll off of punches and fade away and backslide, but he slid to the canvas. And the crowd chanting, Tommy, Tommy here in round number one. Griffin now in a position where he has to survive the opening round.
Yeah, hurt again. Tommy Morrison, always a fast starter. 28 KOs in the first three for Tommy.
17 of his 35 knockouts have come in the first round.
Quick starter. But what he's been criticized for is he fades late. Griffin can hang on.
And Griffin has to hold on here in the final seconds. Back up against the ropes. It's allowing Morrison to flail away, but it looks like Griffin gets by the first.
Morrison, big punches from him in that opening round. The overhand right staggered Sherman Griffin. Down he goes, following up with a left hook, although it missed. And some jabbing, more movement from the head from Tommy Morrison. You step in with that overhand right, and down goes your opponent. One more time. Watch the head movement from Morrison when he's punching. If you can throw your head with your punches, you have so much more weight behind the